Hello students, I am Professor Monica Prakash from Indian Institute of Tourism and Travel Management, your instructor for this module. Welcome back to the course on Destination Management. We bring this course to you as a part of e-Pathshala initiative of the Ministry of Human Resource Development, Government of India to make postgraduate education accessible to all. Today we will talk about destination positioning. Economic policy makers are trying their best to make more money by satisfying the needs and the wants of tourists visiting tourist destinations. For every tourist destination, tourism marketing create a special reason to attract the specific tourists. They have developed tourist contexts for tourist destination. Tourist context means creating a reason to attract tourists to a specific tourist destination. Spiritual people would love to visit temples. People who like adventures would love to visit waterfalls, water sports, trekking, destinations and more. Health conscious people would like to visit spas, etc. When the people get what they want in a tourist place, they will want to come back. They will refer their friends. This will lead to an increase in the number of people visiting the place. Now this will improve the profits for the businesses operating in the target tourist spot. Question is, what is destination positioning? Destination positioning means creating a particular impression about a tourist spot in the minds of the tourist. Advertising has a major role in creating destination positioning for a particular tourist spot. When destination positioning is done correctly with right advertising practices, it will definitely bring in more tourists to the target tourist destination. Positioning is not what you do to the product, it is what you do to the minds of the prospects. It is how you differentiate your brand in the minds. Positioning compensates for our over-communicated society by using an oversimplified message to cut through the clutter and get into the minds. Positioning focuses on the perceptions of the prospect, not on the reality of the brand. According to Gartner, the positioning of a destination is the process of establishing a distinctive place of that destination in the minds of potential visitors. Why do we need to position a destination? There are different tourist destinations offering similar tourism value. However, one place will be more appealing than the other to the potential customer. Let me try to explain the concept with the help of an example. Let us consider two tourist places. Both of them offer water sports. These two tourist spots are competing with each other to attract the same customer. The tourist spot that gives a dominative and attractive reason to the average customers will attract more clients. The clients should not be able to say no to the offer. This special reason will give their business an upper hand when compared to its competitor. This special reason should be communicated to the customer in a way the customer will develop a soft corner for this place. Creating the special place in the minds of the customer is called destination positioning. Now this is done after choosing the target market. In the market segmentation process, you choose to attract a specific age group or people with similar interest. For example, you try to attract people looking for economic yet hygienic stay, or you try to attract people who love water sports, etc. After we have chosen the marketing segment, we create the advertising plan to create the required destination positioning in the minds of the end customers. When you create the special impression in the minds of your target customer, you will be enjoying their business more than your competitor. Destination images influence tourist travel, decision making and behavior towards the destination as well as satisfaction levels and recollection of the experience. Therefore, perceived images are the basis of the evaluation or selection process and thus provides the link between motivation and destination selection. Customers choose a destination which seems attractive. When? Now, when customers are deciding between two tourist spots offering the similar entertainment, they chose the one that is more attractive. We are going to discuss the importance of destination positioning in tourism. There can be different methods of doing this. We have to remember that we are not trying to create a false positive image in the customer's mind. To create a true competitive edge, the positioning should be true and useful to the end customer. What is our aim? Our aim is to explore tourism marketing methods that will help create a true and meaningful impression about the place in the minds of a customer. Positioning is a difficult process which can be done only after careful analysis of the features and benefits of the services and products offered by the tourist destination. These attributes should be compared to what the end customers will need and want. What is offered by the business and what is required by the customer, they both should match to the device to come out with the end positioning strategy for the business. The tourism destination with a smart positioning strategy will be able to directly compete with a stronger competitor. Like for example, a tourism destination that is located very far away from the awareness of visitors will be able to compete with the tourism destination that is very near and well known to the visitors. With a clear positioning strategy, it is possible to push a tourism destination from being an unknown destination to a known destination. Now, when an advertisement is being sent out, the target clients should know that the message is being sent to them. However, if the target market does not recognize that the message is being sent to them, then the destination positioning message will not work. This happens when the destination positioning strategy tries to be everything to everyone. The tourism destination loses its identity. Target customers will not be able to identify with its special identity. This destination will not clear the customer's demand. This will eventually create a negative impression in the minds of the consumers. What could be then effective positioning? Effective positioning is possible only when a product or service will solve the problem of the customer. It has to clear the wants and needs of the people, and therefore it has to provide some benefits. Now, when you are positioning a product or service, your positioning advertisement should promise to deliver to a specific need or want of a customer. If the quality of the benefit that you are promising is better than that of your competitor, you will get a better positioning advantage. At least, it should be similar in quality to what your competitor is already offering. Positioning should be based on the main concept of the tourist destination. From the main concept, the rest of the activities of the tourist destination should be carried out. When the main concept is single-mindedly and properly targeted, it will be positively helpful in a way affecting everything that the organization stands for. Take a look at the graphic on your screen. This will be useful for the advertising process, and also this will be useful in the further business promotions of the company. Positioning plays an important role in affecting the procedures, policies, customer relationship, attitude of the employees, handling of complaints, and range of other details that contribute to the tourism experience in a specific destination. The competition between the tourist destination does not lie in creating excellent destination positioning statements, but in delivering the service promised in a consistent manner. The positioning statement should express the fact that the promise will be consistently delivered. Positioning intangibles. What are they? The tourism market, as we all know, is intangible. Intangible means that the tourism experience cannot be touched, but can only be experienced. Talking to the customer about the tourism experience in a believable way is the biggest challenge one can ever think of. The tourist minds should be educated to love the cleanliness of the hotel room, the chillness of the air conditioner, the warmth and the smell of the food, the breeze of the beach, the calming roars of the ocean, and resilient look at the mountain. This is a challenge. The hotel room, meals, beach, etc. are touchable. However, not all customers are naturally inclined to enjoy the experiences of tourism. Many are worried about spending. Some are scared about relaxing because they fear that any time they are not working is being wasted. All these emotional challenges get broken with the right positioning statement. The main goal of destination positioning is not to sell the beach hotel room or food, but it is to market the experiences like cleanliness of the hotel, the chillness of the air conditioner, the warmth and the smell of the food, the breeze of the beach, the calming roars of the ocean and resonant look at the mountain, etc., etc. This is what was taken up earlier. When an image is created in the minds of the tourist about the tourist destination with the promise of quality and consistent services in a way the customer believes it is true, then definitely the sales takes place. This means that they will decide to visit the advertised location. The tangible hotel room and the intangible cleanliness should be advertised in a combined manner to make the customer experience the feeling in the mind. Now, during this process, the positioning statement should also express how they are different from their competitors. A good positioning statement should therefore impression in the minds of the customer about the location, the experience, the consistency of service, truth in advertising and how they are better than their competitors to eventually help the customer visit the tourism destination. The mental image that the advertisement creates should be similar and true to the real physical image and the experience of the location. What the customer is made to believe should be what they see and experience when they visit a location. Being aware of this fact, it does not make things easy for destination positioning. The abstract concepts about a tourist destination that simply lie in the thought or idea without a concrete existence should be given a clear material form in the positioning statement. The next question that arises is how the end customer is made to believe about a particular tourist destination in comparison to the kind of image created by the competitor's positioning advertising that is more important. The images created in the minds of the consumer may or may not be different from the real-time physical appearances of the tourist destination being positioned. One important concept is market positioning. The first step involved in marketing positioning is to identify and select the target segment that has a business potential. Now, this is very important to identify the parameters for competitive success for that particular market segment. To identify the business potential of the market segment, the wants, needs and perceptions of the target market should be taken into consideration. This should be combined with the benefits offered by the destination. A few important questions should be answered to identify this. First, how does the target market perceive the destination? The second question is, how does the target market perceive the competition? The third point is, what characteristic element or attribute should a destination use to differentiate itself in order to make the best use of its limited resources? The next point covers no matter how well you advertise, if the target market does not perceive the image, then the image simply does not work. And if the target market does not consider what a specific destination has to offer is a benefit, then it is not a benefit. If the target market does not believe that the benefit cannot be delivered, then the promises made are absolutely meaningless. If the benefits that you are offering is not important to the customers, then it also not a benefit. If the target does not believe that the benefit offered is different from that of a competition, then the differentiation created has not succeeded. Look at the visual on your screen. Image benefits and differentiation does not matter if the tourist cannot identify or perceive it to be important. The perceptions of the tourism officials and the tourism marketers simply do not matter. Another important concept is psychological positioning. Communication is used as an important tool in creating an image about a particular destination to the target market. The needs of the customer are converted into images and positions, and an impression is created in their minds using psychological positioning strategies. Using psychological positioning, a unique product image is created in the minds of the customer. The aim of creating this image is to create an interest and to attract the visitors. This image exists solely in the minds of the customer. Any kind of positioning can happen in the minds of the customer without any kind of an effort by the marketer. When the positioning is not controlled, it will just happen. This perceived positioning can be or need not always be what you are trying to create. Therefore, the marketer would prefer to control the positioning to create the exact image that is required. The image to be created, the methods to achieve the image, the methods to be followed to maintain that image in the minds of the customer should all be selected by the marketer to create a psychological positioning for the tourist destination. Failure to hold that position can lead to undesirable results. The two kinds of positioning in the marketing processes are objective positioning and the second one is subjective positioning. Now, let us try to discuss them one by one. The question first is, what is objective positioning? The objective attribute of the physical product are taken into consideration in this process. An image about the destination consisting of the characteristics and functional features is created in the minds of the tourist. This image is mostly about exactly what actually it is and what actually exists, no lies. For example, Colorado is mountainous and the French Quarter is in New Orleans. This positioning statement is abstract, meaning to say positioning statements need not be always very concrete. They can be even more abstract. Objective positioning is very important and is very commonly used in the tourism industry. If there are some unique features for the destination, the feature can be used in a unique manner to position the destination. The image thus created can be used to differentiate it from the rest of the competition. If the purpose of objective positioning is to position the US among Japanese visitors and tour operators, then unique landmarks like Grand Canyon or the Niagara Falls can be used in order to create an image about the size and the magnitude of these attractions. This image should be linked with several other attributes and expectations of the Japanese visitors, like being able to see as many places as possible and specifically to visit places that others have never gone before. When the feature that is being positioned is not unique, then it is not possible to create a successful objective positioning. There is one reason for why several destination promotions that have a picture of beaches are not able to create a distinct image to be able to successfully differentiate the product. There are several other unsuccessful approaches, like including the picture of two people looking at the mountain that is similar to several other mountains, a beach that looks like any other beach. Effective objective positioning is possible only with uniqueness. The second kind of positioning, that is the subjective positioning. The subjective attributes of a destination are required for subjective positioning. This is related to the mental perceptions of the tourist. These attributes are not really about the physical attribute of the tourist destination, but it is about the mental perception of the tourist about a specific location. The resulting perceptions and images in the minds of the tourists need not actually relate to the true and the state of the destination, but it simply lies in the minds of the tourists. And not all tourists have a similar mind image of the place, and not all tourists need to agree with the mental perception of each other. Now, when taking the example of the Grand Canyon and the Niagara Falls, the subjective positioning will give special importance to awe-inspiring feelings that one will experience when at these tourist destinations rather than to the physical attributes of the destination. Therefore, a visit to the Grand Canyon will be a better experience than just looking at the physical land formation. People who are in the target market will surely agree with the favorable image regardless of whether it is true or not. This is about subjective positioning. Now, let us now consider some of the positioning techniques. The one positioning can be by the price value. International destinations are not positioned by making the use of price as the basics, because low prices will always be compared to low quality. However, the value that is being offered that can be used effectively like Malaysia gives more natural value. In this positioning statements, Malaysia will appear appealing not only to the sense of value for money but also for its natural attractions. The second type is positioning with respect to the use of application. The reasons for visiting a place become a major reason for positioning a destination. Bermuda positions itself targeting the American meeting market with a statement, "Sometimes you have to leave the country to get your work done." Now, this particular statement promises productive market in a relaxed environment. Cancun in Mexico has a position statement like the meeting place for sun worshippers. The third type is positioning according to the use of class of users. Positioning statements which define the class of users who should be visiting with a specific place is a method. Hong Kong is positioned as an incentive travel market. They have a statement like, "When they have reached the top, send them to the peak," refer to Victoria, Hong Kong Peak, a major tourist site in Hong Kong. Fisher Island, a luxury residential development in Florida, positioned itself with the statement, quote, "Where the people who runs things can stop running." The fourth type of positioning is with respect to a product class. Associating a destination with unique and extraordinary experiences is one method of positioning. For example, the uniqueness of Monaco is positioned as the fairy tale that does not end at midnight. Holding a convention in Thailand is positioned as smooth as silk, with the sky's the limit. For Israel, the statement is, "If you're looking for an ideal meeting place, here's one that's close to heaven." The fifth type of positioning vis-a-vis the competition. Some people's statements will be made in a way to meet with the competition head-on. This becomes important to bring out the differences between destinations. Making use of this approach is avoided in international tourism because this can lead to have to make a negative statement about another country or region. Positioning statements can also be testimonials from various visitors and tour operators who are actually making a direct appeal to the target market. Since inspiring experiences is an intangible construct, the positioning statement should use words that explain the feeling. Positioning is a powerful weapon in niche marketing. So, to sum up, in order to position successfully, one should recognize the world place, the competition and the perception of the tourist. Positioning is a valuable weapon for tourist marketers. Positioning analysis is done taking the target market into consideration. Positioning analysis provides the tools that are required to identify opportunities to create the desired image. This image is important to differentiate a destination from its competitors in order to help serve the target market in a better manner than anyone else. Thank you.